Hi again, YouTubers. So this is a review for the Guerlain foundation. It's called Per, and I'm probably saying that wrong, Extreme. This is what it looks like. It is, how many ounces? Has an SPF of 25. Doesn't say how many ounces. All right. Doesn't say how many ounces. Oh, there it is, 1 ounce. So anyway, I have 2 of them. And this is the foundation that I used for my wedding. So I did a wedding makeup video and a lot of people saw it and watched me put it on, but said that they'd like a little bit more information specifically about this product. So I have 2 colors. I have the number 3 and the number 5. Now, a lot of people ask me, well, if I'm mixing 3 and 5, why don't I just buy 4? Because of the fact of the matter that the odd numbers, I believe, are yellow based and the even numbers are pink based. So when I tried number 4, it was totally off for me, not the right coloring, anything. So 3 is just a slight bit too light and 5 is definitely too dark. So I have them on today. I have them mixed together. This is what it looks like. And if you're noticing my picture being a little bit different, I got a new camera finally. Real quick, I had a Canon PowerShot Digital e.l.f. Loved it, used it for years doing this. Then I got my MacBook Pro, and I used to use a PC, and I converted my files from my little camera into HD, so they looked a little bit better. So then when I got my MacBook, it couldn't convert files that weren't already HD into HD. So a lot of people, there were like a couple videos that I have up that people were like, why are these so fuzzy? Like my BB cream and like my Maybelline Lash Discovery and I think one other, and people were like, why are these so fuzzy? Well, that's why, because I was waiting to get a new camera. So this is the new camera. This is what it looks like. I'm still working with my bangs, learning to play with them and what works best for it. But, sorry, back to the foundation. This product, I used it for my wedding. You're okay with foundations that have an SPF in them. Just be very careful. Make sure it's not a high SPF. This did not flash back for me at all. But my moisturizer, nothing else I used had an SPF in it. My setting powder had no SPF. Nothing else had an SPF in it. So just keep that part in mind. This foundation is meant to have a primer, a foundation, and a setting powder in it. That being said, I don't use a primer with it. I use it on its own, but I do need powder on my forehead. Otherwise, I'm an oily mess. Doesn't last. But I love this foundation just for what it does for my skin. It works very well. It looks good. It's very even. I apply it either with a brush. I have this is a Coastal Scents 518. No idea. And my Sigma F80, I use either one of those to apply it with, or I use my fingers. If I'm in a hurry, I do one little pump of each one, rub them together on my fingers, I pat it in, and then I kind of blend it in, and it works amazing. So this foundation has amazing staying power. If you have oily skin, even if you don't, I think this might be even okay for dry skin. I think you'd have to be careful with it and use a good moisturizer first. But I think this could even work for that because it really is, my primary purpose for it is the staying power. Not as much that it's a drying effect or anything like that. Just if you have dry skin, don't use a powder with it. If you're normal, if you're a combination, if you're oily, any of those things, it works great. Just kind of you have to adapt it to your skin. The closest thing that I have found, if this does not come in a color that you want, or it is fairly expensive, I think it's $55. If you do not want to spend the money, obviously, on 2 of them, then the closest thing I can tell you that I have used is the Estee Lauder Double Wear, the traditional Double Wear. So that being said, this foundation really does stay well. It has a nice property to it. You don't have to buy, I mean, it's expensive, but you're not having to buy a primer and then the foundation, which can be as costly as 2 of these alone. Like I said, I do still use a powder on it, but each person's skin is going to be different. So, and sorry if I'm getting used to looking, there's a screen now right next to the camera, so I'm not sure if I'm looking in the screen or that. I'm getting used to it. So, great staying power. I would say I usually have to blot around 2 o'clock. If I put it on at like 8, 9 o'clock in the morning, I usually have to blot around 2 o'clock. And that's primarily just on my forehead and right down my nose, a little bit under my cheeks, but nothing too bad. I love the fact too, I use the number 5 with all different foundations. Like I will mix it into a foundation that doesn't stay as well on me, like the Chanel Vitalumere Aqua. I love it, but they don't have a color that really works for me. It's a little bit too light for me, and it just doesn't have the exact same staying power. It stays fairly well, but it doesn't stay as well as some others on me. So I mixed one little pump of this in with it, and it does amazing things. Also, I have used it with some of my BB creams. I've mixed it in with those because it is truly, like, this color is an amazing color for me. It matches my skin tone flawlessly. It's just a tad bit too dark. So I love it for that reason as well. I do wear it on its own all the time, just mixing the two colors. Wintertime, I think number 3 is going to be like the absolute perfect color for me. I think it's going to be amazing. I'm not going to have to mix 5 into it. And it just stays so great. And it doesn't feel like you're wearing a heavy foundation. I find things like the Chanel Matte Lumiere feels kind of heavy on my skin, and it feels like I'm wearing a foundation. This doesn't do that. This just has like a really light, airy feel. It's actually a fairly thin consistency. That's the number 3 there. But it's thin, it's not thick. It gives great coverage, like amazing coverage. It covers, I barely use any concealer. I only use concealer under my eyes when I use this. It really and truly does get everything covered, but it looks natural and flawless. Does have a slight perfume scent to it, so if you don't like perfumes, this is not going to be for you. And another thing about it is the consistency of it. You do need to shake it, and shake it very well. That is one thing I did figure out on this foundation as well, is that if I did not shake it, it kind of separated a little bit, I guess because of the different properties in it. And when I went to put it on, it kind of just didn't stay as well. It didn't give me as much coverage, which is obvious because it's separated. It's probably pulling just one portion of the foundation, not all of it mixed in together. So make sure you shake this product up. It is amazing if you do that. So that is my review on the Guerlain Per Extreme foundation. It is sold at Sephora, and I think Nordstrom's is the other place I've seen it. Probably like Saks Fifth Avenue too would sell it. Neiman Marcus would as well. But I love this stuff. This is like a great, great foundation. I think I will keep it in my arsenal for a really long while. And look, do you see that finish? Like, no, it's not like too much sheen, or it has a slight sheen to it, but it just sets beautifully. I just love the finish of this thing. It's not really satin, and it's not matte. It's like a nice mixture of in between those two, a perfect finish in between. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Let me know if you have any questions on this, and I'll talk to you all soon. Have a great day. Bye.